Chapter 1. A Magical Forest. In the heart of a mystical forest, where the sunlight shimmered through the dense canopy and danced upon the emerald leaves, a community of Clefairy frolicked and played. The colors of the forest were vibrant and alive, with wild flowers bursting in a kaleidoscope of hues, and the air was filled with the sweet fragrance of blooming petals. Gentle streams wound their way through the foliage, their crystal-clear waters sparkling as they babbled over smooth stones, providing a soothing melody for the forest's inhabitants. The Clefairy, delicate and charming creatures, thrived in this enchanted place. Their laughter and song echoed through the trees, creating a symphony of happiness that resonated with the other Pokemon that called the forest home. Under the watchful eye of their leader, a kind-hearted and wise Clefairy named Luna, the group lived harmoniously, sharing their love for the forest and each other. Nestled at the foot of the towering Mount Moon, the forest was not only a haven for the Clefairy, but also the resting place of the sacred Moonstone, a mysterious artifact. The Moonstone held great significance for the Clefairy, as it was the source of their power and the key to their evolution. Hidden deep within the caverns of Mount Moon, the stone emanated a soft, otherworldly glow, bathing the cave in a pale blue light that seemed to hum with energy. During the full moon, the Clefairy would gather in the shadows of the mountain, their eyes filled with wonder and reverence as they danced beneath the silver light that spilled from the heavens. It was a sacred ritual, a celebration of their bond with the Moonstone and the strength it bestowed upon them. The forest and the mountain were their sanctuary, a place of safety and magic where their lives were intertwined with the beauty of nature and the power of the Moonstone. As Luna watched over her friends, she couldn't help but feel a deep sense of gratitude and pride. Her heart swelled with love for her fellow Clefairy and the enchanting world they inhabited. Though she was their leader, she was also their guardian, entrusted with the responsibility of protecting the Moonstone and ensuring the well-being of her family. Life in the magical forest was peaceful and serene, with each day filled with laughter, friendship, and joy. The Clefairy were content, living a life of harmony in a world where the wonders of nature and the power of the Moonstone intertwined. Unbeknownst to them, however, a dark cloud loomed on the horizon, a threat that would challenge the very fabric of their existence and force them to discover the true depths of their courage and unity. The first whispers of this danger would soon reach their ears, sending ripples through their tranquil lives and igniting the spark of adventure that would test the bonds of friendship and forever change the destiny of the magical forest and its enchanting inhabitants. Chapter 2. A Sinister Plot. Far from the enchanted forest, within the cold steel walls of a hidden base, members of the notorious Team Rocket gathered around a large table, their eyes fixed upon a holographic image of Mount Moon and the magical forest at its base. The atmosphere in the room was charged with excitement and anticipation as whispers of a powerful artifact, the sacred Moonstone, spread among the criminal organization. Giovanni, the cunning and ruthless leader of Team Rocket, stood at the head of the table, his calculating eyes locked on the hologram. The Moonstone's power had intrigued him ever since he had learned of its existence. If the rumors were true, it held the ability to evolve Pokemon at an accelerated rate, a power that could be invaluable in achieving his ultimate goal dominance over the Pokemon world. This power, he believed, was the key to making Team Rocket an unstoppable force. With a sinister grin, Giovanni addressed his underlings. "The Moonstone is our target. Its power will be ours, and with it, we will bring the world to its knees." His voice was cold and confident, sending shivers down the spines of those gathered. They knew that when Giovanni set his sights on something, he would stop at nothing to obtain it. Jesse, James, and Meowth, 3 loyal members of Team Rocket, exchanged glances, their eyes filled with determination. They were eager to prove themselves and secure the Moonstone for their leader. With dreams of promotion and glory in their minds, they prepared for their mission, unaware of the challenges and surprises that awaited them in the magical forest. As Giovanni continued to outline the plan, schematics of the forest and Mount Moon's caverns were projected onto the table, revealing intricate details and potential obstacles. The members of Team Rocket listened attentively, their minds focused on the task at hand, each of them eager to play their part in securing the Moonstone for their leader. Meanwhile, back in the enchanted forest, Clefairy and her friends continued their peaceful lives, blissfully unaware of the danger that loomed in the shadows. Their days were filled with laughter and camaraderie as they played among the vibrant flowers and basked in the dappled sunlight that filtered through the trees. The sacred Moonstone, the source of their power and joy, remained safely hidden within the depths of Mount Moon, guarded by the love and devotion of the Clefairy. But as the sun began to set on another day in the magical forest, casting long shadows that danced upon the forest floor, an ominous feeling began to seep into the hearts of the Clefairy. Luna, their wise and gentle leader, gazed up at the darkening sky, her instincts telling her that something was amiss. In the world beyond their sanctuary, a sinister plot was unfolding, a plan that would shake the foundations of their lives and threaten the Moonstone that was so central to their existence. As the stars began to appear in the night sky, the calm before the storm settled over the enchanted forest, heralding the beginning of an adventure that would test the Clefairy's courage, strength, and unity in ways they could never have imagined. Chapter 3. The Calm Before the Storm. The morning sun rose over the enchanted forest, bathing the landscape in a warm golden light that shimmered like liquid honey. The air was alive with the sounds of rustling leaves, birdsong, and the gentle murmur of the streams that meandered through the lush undergrowth. It was a new day, filled with promise and the simple joys of life in the magical forest. Clefairy and her friends awoke to the soothing sounds of their home, stretching their limbs and blinking sleep from their eyes as they greeted the morning. The sense of unease that had settled in Luna's heart the previous evening had not dissipated, but she chose to keep her concerns to herself, unwilling to burden her friends with her worries. Instead, she greeted them with a warm smile, encouraging them to enjoy another day of play and exploration. As the Clefairy frolicked among the vibrant wildflowers and splashed in the crystal-clear waters of the streams, Luna watched them with a mixture of affection and concern. Their laughter was like music to her ears, a reminder of the love and unity that bound them together. Yet, deep within her heart, she couldn't shake the feeling that something was amiss, that the peace and tranquility of their home were threatened by an unseen force. Despite her concerns, Luna couldn't deny the beauty and serenity that surrounded them. The magical forest was a sanctuary, a place where the Clefairy and their fellow Pokemon could live in harmony, free from the dangers and challenges of the outside world. She made a silent promise to herself that she would do everything in her power to protect her friends and the sacred Moonstone that was the source of their strength. As the day wore on, the Clefairy continued to enjoy the pleasures of their enchanted home, unaware of the sinister plot that was unfolding beyond the borders of their forest. They danced beneath the dappled sunlight, their laughter echoing through the trees and lifting the spirits of all who heard it. In these moments of joy and camaraderie, it was easy to forget the shadows that lingered on the horizon, waiting for the perfect moment to strike. As the sun began its slow descent towards the horizon, casting long golden rays through the canopy of leaves, Luna gathered her friends around her, urging them to share their stories and experiences from the day. It was a tradition that had been passed down through generations, a way for the Clefairy to strengthen their bonds and celebrate the magic of their home. As they huddled together in the soft twilight, their voices weaving a tapestry of friendship and love, Luna couldn't help but feel a swell of pride and gratitude. Her heart ached with love for her friends and the enchanted forest they called home, a love that she knew would give her the strength and courage to face whatever challenges the future held. For now, the magical forest remained a haven of peace and serenity, a sanctuary that the Clefairy held close to their hearts. But as the shadows grew longer and the first stars began to appear in the night sky, the calm before the storm settled over their home, a harbinger of the trials and adventures that lay just beyond the horizon. Chapter 4. Shadows Descend. Under the cover of night, Jessie, James, and Meowth, dressed in their iconic black and white uniforms, approached the enchanted forest, their eyes filled with determination and anticipation. The once vibrant colors of the forest were now subdued, bathed in the soft silver light of the moon. Shadows stretched across the ground, twisting and shifting as the wind whispered through the leaves, lending an eerie atmosphere to the otherwise serene landscape. As they ventured deeper into the forest, they couldn't help but marvel at the beauty and tranquility that surrounded them. The air was alive with the sounds of nocturnal Pokemon and the rustle of leaves, creating a symphony that was both haunting and soothing. For a brief moment, the trio was mesmerized, their hearts touched by the magic of the enchanted forest, but their mission was clear, and they could not allow themselves to be distracted by the beauty that surrounded them. The sacred moonstone was their target, and they were determined to secure it for Giovanni and Team Rocket. They moved forward with renewed purpose, their eyes scanning the shadows for any sign of the mysterious artifact. As they made their way through the forest, Luna and the Clefairy gathered near the entrance of the caverns of Mount Moon, their hearts pounding with excitement as they prepared for their monthly moonstone ritual. The full moon shone brightly overhead, its silver light casting an ethereal glow upon the forest and its inhabitants. As the Clefairy began their dance, their movements graceful and synchronized, Luna felt the familiar surge of energy and connection with the moonstone. The bond between them was palpable, a force that filled her heart with pride and love for her friends, and the sacred artifact that was so central to their lives. Unbeknownst to them, Jessie, James, and Meowth had reached the outskirts of the clearing, their eyes widening in surprise and wonder as they witnessed the Clefairy's moonlit dance. The sight was breathtaking, a testament to the magic and mystery of the enchanted forest and the powerful bond between the Clefairy and the moonstone. As the dance reached its climax, Luna felt the energy of the moonstone surge within her, filling her with an incredible sense of strength and unity. It was in this moment that she evolved into a Clefable, her body glowing with the power of the sacred artifact. The Clefairy gasped in awe and joy, their hearts swelling with pride and love for their leader. But the moment was short-lived, as the sudden appearance of Jessie, James, and Meowth shattered the tranquility of the night. The trio stepped forward, their intentions clear, and their determination unwavering. "Prepare for trouble," Jessie cried, her voice cutting through the still night air. "And make it double," James added, his voice filled with equal conviction. Luna's heart raced with fear and anger as she realized the danger that had befallen them. The sacred moonstone was under threat, and it was up to her and her friends to protect it. With a fierce determination, she rallied her fellow Clefairy, their eyes filled with the fire of courage and unity. The battle lines were drawn as the Clefairy faced off against the members of Team Rocket, their love for their home and the moonstone fueling their resolve. The enchanted forest, once a haven of peace and serenity, was now a battleground, a place where the forces of good and evil would clash in a desperate struggle for the fate of the sacred artifact and the lives of its guardians. Chapter 5: Clash of Fates. The air was thick with tension as the Clefairy and Team Rocket stood face to face, their eyes locked in a fierce battle of wills. The once tranquil clearing was now a stage for an epic confrontation, a clash of fates that would determine the future of the enchanted forest and the sacred moonstone. With a fierce cry, Luna led the charge, her fellow Clefairy following closely behind her. They leaped into the fray with grace and determination, their hearts filled with love for their home and the sacred artifact that was so central to their lives. The magical forest reverberated with the sounds of battle, as the Clefairy unleashed their powerful moves in defense of their home. Jessie, James, and Meowth countered with their own Pokemon, their faces twisted with determination and desperation. The trio knew that failure was not an option, that the sacred moonstone was the key to their dreams of power and glory within Team Rocket. They fought with everything they had, their Pokemon attacking with relentless ferocity. The battle raged on, each side matching the other in strength and cunning. Clefairy and Team Rocket's Pokemon clashed in a dazzling display of power and skill, their moves creating a spectacle of light and sound that illuminated the dark forest. The air crackled with energy, as the struggle for the sacred moonstone reached a fever pitch. In the midst of the chaos, Luna and Clefairy faced off against Jesse's Arbok, the powerful snake Pokemon hissing and lunging at them with terrifying speed. Clefairy, her body still glowing with the power of the moonstone, countered with a series of dazzling attacks, her heart filled with the fire of determination and love for her friends. As the battle continued, it became clear that the Clefairy's unity and love for their home were their greatest weapons. Their movements were fluid and synchronized, their attacks infused with the power of the sacred moonstone that pulsed within their hearts. The strength of their bond was a force that could not be denied, a testament to the magic of the enchanted forest and the power of friendship. Slowly but surely, the tide began to turn in favor of the Clefairy. Their relentless determination and unity began to wear down the members of Team Rocket, their once fierce attacks faltering under the onslaught of the Clefairy's power. As the battle reached its climax, Luna unleashed a powerful moonblast, her body glowing with the full might of the moonstone. The attack struck Jesse's Arbok and James's Weezing with a force that sent them flying, their bodies crumpling to the ground in defeat. The enchanted forest fell silent, the echoes of battle fading into the night. Jesse, James, and Meowth stared in disbelief at their defeated Pokemon, their dreams of power and glory shattered in an instant. The Clefairy had triumphed, their love for their home and the sacred moonstone proving to be an insurmountable force. With one final defiant glare, the members of Team Rocket turned and fled, their mission a failure. The enchanted forest was safe once more, the sacred moonstone secure in the care of its loyal guardians. As the first rays of dawn broke over the horizon, bathing the forest in a soft golden light, the Clefairy and Clefairy gathered around the moonstone, their hearts filled with gratitude and love. They had faced the darkness together and emerged victorious, their bond stronger than ever. The enchanted forest was once again a sanctuary, a haven of peace and serenity that had been defended by the courage and unity of its guardians. The sacred moonstone, the source of their strength and joy, remained safe within the heart. Chapter 6: A New Beginning. In the aftermath of their victory over Team Rocket, the enchanted forest seemed to shimmer with renewed energy, the very air alive with the magic and vitality that coursed through its ancient roots. The Clefairy, led by the newly evolved Clefairy, reveled in their triumph, their hearts filled with pride and love for the home they had fought so fiercely to protect. The days that followed were filled with laughter and celebration, as the Clefairy and their fellow Pokemon gathered to honor the brave guardians of the sacred moonstone. They danced beneath the dappled sunlight, their voices lifted in song as they celebrated the power of unity and friendship that had carried them through the darkest of times. Yet, amidst the joy and revelry, Luna could not shake the feeling that their victory was but a fleeting moment of peace in a world filled with danger and uncertainty. She knew that Team Rocket was still out there, their ambitions unquenched and their determination undaunted. The sacred moonstone was safe for now, but there was no guarantee that it would remain so in the future. With a heavy heart, Luna gathered her fellow Clefairy around her, her eyes filled with the wisdom and strength that her evolution had bestowed upon her. She spoke of the challenges that lay ahead, of the need for vigilance and courage in the face of adversity. She reminded them of the power that they held within their hearts, a power that was rooted in their love for their home and the sacred moonstone that had shaped their lives. Her words stirred something deep within the hearts of the Clefairy, a spark of determination that burned with the intensity of 1,000 suns. They vowed to protect their home and the moonstone, to stand as guardians against the forces of darkness that sought to claim the sacred artifact for themselves. As the sun began to set, casting long shadows across the enchanted forest, Luna led her friends to the caverns of Mount Moon, where the sacred moonstone rested. There they pledged their allegiance to the artifact, their hearts swelling with pride and love as they vowed to defend it with every fiber of their being. In that moment, a new chapter began for the Clefairy and the enchanted forest. They had faced the darkness together and emerged victorious. their bond stronger than ever before. The challenges that lay ahead were many, but they were ready to face them with courage and unity, their hearts filled with the magic and love that had carried them through the darkest of times. As the first stars began to appear in the night sky, the Clefairy and Clefable gathered around the sacred moonstone, their voices raised in a song of hope and gratitude. The enchanted forest echoed with their voices, a testament to the power of friendship and the strength that comes from unity. The sacred moonstone shimmered beneath the soft, silvery light of the moon, its power pulsing through the heart of the enchanted forest. The guardians of the artifact stood watch, their eyes filled with the fire of determination and love for the home they had sworn to protect. And so began a new chapter in the story of the Clefairy and the enchanted forest, a tale of courage, unity, and the indomitable power of love.